All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Happy Tuesday, everyone. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Let me just make sure you guys can hear me all loud and clear. Let me just make sure we're on. Cool. Audio and video good. Awesome. Welcome back, everyone. Happy Tuesday. If anyone is new here on the Topstep channel, my name is Aaron Trades. I've been trading for about 7 years. I mainly focus on gold futures, but we'll have a look at all markets here this morning. Gold is having a very, very nice push up here right now, which is a buy I did want to take. However, I wasn't able to jump on the pre-London session this morning. I know some of you guys were asking. I wasn't able to make the pre-London session this morning, but gold did form this very, very nice inverse head and shoulders play. There was the neckline. You kind of broke out that beautifully. And you're already, from this area, pushing up over 120 ticks, which is very, very big. Very, very big push up here. Pre-London, we got the London Open in about 25 minutes as well. You had a pretty choppy day in Asia today. I took a loss on my London account, so I'm going to be trading on this Asia account. I'm going to trade a bit of micros as well, because the price action has been pretty choppy today so far. I've had a lot of whipsaw price action. We tried to grab lows. I had a bit of a bullish bias coming into the day. Then we kind of ranged for a while and had a decent sell-off. And now we're trying to get back above. So we'll break it all down as well. Let me just have a quick look at the news. See what we have. 60 ticks on the long. Yeah, amazing. I am from Perth, Western Australia. Welcome, man. Welcome back, guys. 200 ticks. Amazing. Yeah, it's a really, really, really nice bounce here. I did want this. I did want the push off the 15. But it was looking, we closed above and then closed back below. So as soon as I saw this 15 grab lows and close bullish, I really wanted to buy this one. But I was like, I don't know about this range. And then you kind of had a pretty decent push. So we'll still look for more trades here in the London session. What do we have today? We have Jolt's job openings today, 3 p.m. London time. So we got a big day for the US dollar. We had a pretty decent day on gold yesterday. We took, 600 on this Asia account yesterday. And I'm up 370 here on this account. I'm down a little bit on my London account. But we'll see what we get for the day. This is a really nice breakout here. Let's do a bit of top-down analysis here for you guys. Let's do a little bit of top-down. The daily is looking... the daily is looking a little bit choppy. I remember yesterday, we were saying for gold to tap into 32.50. But remember, we did also say that this is a massive daily level of support. So an initial reaction from here wouldn't be too surprising, which is pretty much what we did yesterday. We had a very, very nice bounce back higher. I didn't get any of the buys yesterday, unfortunately. We took sells in London on our stream yesterday. Before then, price had this really, really decent push back higher. So for today on gold, I am looking for us to come up and squeeze a little bit higher. I do believe we could see gold come and fulfill the highs of this range, around 33.85-ish. And that was kind of my my bias coming into Asia today. I tried to get longs from around here, and I got stopped out on my longs. And then you had a very, very decent sell-off here, where you did actually end up creating some nice liquidity below here. Lots of people jumping in longs would have left their stops just down below there. I personally got out of my stops, out of my sells before that. My buys before that. Then you had this really, really, really decent push down. It was about from the highs to the lows. It was about almost a 300 tick retracement, which is pretty solid. Now, if we do want to see these buys today on gold, do I want to be buying gold right now? Not really. I don't really want to be buying gold here. If I was buying gold, I'm buying gold at the support, which was back down here pre-London. But we will need to now see how we can react around this resistance. So I think gold's going to need a little bit of time this morning. Remember, like one candle can change anything. So we'll break down other markets here today. I'll be able to stay on for about an hour with you guys today. Sorry, I have a busy day today, so I haven't been able to jump on the streams much. But I'll stick around for about an hour with you guys here today. We'll see if we get some breakouts on gold. I would love to see us get back above this area, and then see if we can continue buying. We have a lot of liquidity on both sides of the markets right now on gold. We have this upside liquidity level here, and we do have sells all the way back down into 32.50. So, yeah, there's a lot of areas on gold, and we do have NFP on Friday as well, which gold can create massive liquidity on both sides. Literally wait all the way until news on Friday, or even Jolt's job openings today, and then come and take the highs and lows. So trying to short into massive liquidity levels like this before such big major news is too risky for me just yet. So I'll also be reacting to intraday levels. So what I would, to be honest, even if let's say if this hourly kind of closes back above, this is kind of what I've been waiting for to get my longs, because I do like the longs today. If we can hold back above here, yeah, we could look to see if we can scalp this higher. So if we get this breakout in 19 minutes, I do like gold to have a pullback here, even as an intraday trade, just to fulfill this range. It's about 100 tick range, which is still very, very nice. Very, very nice. But we're probably going to need the London Open for that. So let's have a look at some other markets. Remember we called copper buys yesterday on our London stream. We spoke about copper coming up to liquidate some of this trend line and tap into these hourly highs. We did that pretty beautifully. You came up, you broke out, held the level, really nice push up. And then you kind of got pretty messy here as well, to be honest. You do still have this trend line coming down. Anyone who was shorting, this trend line stops above here. Did get squeezed out, which is quite nice, but I do believe you could see copper squeeze higher. Could see copper squeeze higher. Let's have a look. How was the daily close on copper? Yeah, I mean, big support is being held on copper. Big support. We were buying yesterday into 4.9. But now that we are back here, I do still like upside on copper. Remember the weekly last week was very bullish. So on copper, we do have liquidity sitting above previous weekly highs, which is very nice. Very, very nice. And that is also the highest point of the trend line as well. What's going on, Zoom? Guys, where is everyone? You guys here? How's here? Yeah, so that weekly high is also the highest point of the trend line as well. So I do believe we can see this continue squeezing higher on copper. If you guys do like to trade copper, yeah, buying into this high here, which is also nice round psychological level at $5 as well. Look at that, very nice. So you've got $5 up there as well. You have previous weekly highs, and you also have the highest point of the trend line. So if I would like to buy copper, again, I would have to see the London Open in 16 minutes. But I would love to see price break and hold back above here. If we can break and hold back above here, as an initial intraday target, these highs up here kind of create this perfect double top. It looks pretty nice. Explain your retracement pullback trades. I don't really take pullback trades very often, but just here's a previous level. We broke it, held it, squeezed lower. So just a pull back into this area. Still have to follow the same principles. But all you're really looking for is just, yeah, you've had a decent push down, so you're looking for price to pull back this before who knows what could happen around here. Could we be, continuing this huge run up into this liquidity? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. But this would be a pretty strong, oh, I just removed it. This would be a pretty strong level where if I was buying gold, yeah, I'd want to be managing here because, who knows? Could this just pull back to here before squeezing lower? Maybe. This is a really decent push up though. Yeah, you could be looking at the currency chart. Yep, I'm on the futures chart here. So if we get this is looking pretty nice on gold actually. This is a really decent push. Anyone get this push here already? 7 a.m. having a 7 a.m. with the big squeeze up here. Really, really decent push here, guys. Look at this. You grab the lows, close bullish. That's almost 100 tick push, which is very, very, very nice. Very nice. Let's have a look. Yeah, let's have a look at some other markets as well. Copper could be nice. We do need to keep an eye on copper. Let's have a look at Nasdaq. How do we close yesterday? We spoke about this with Hogue on the opening call. You know, that 19,600 I mentioned yesterday was going to be a very, very strong level, which was also previous massive, massive level of major, major, major support. So I was kind of saying yesterday on the opening call that, you know, an initial reaction from this level, even if you're going to break it, was expected, which you did very nicely. Actually, has a very, very decent sell-off on NQ yesterday from that exact level. You tapped into 1600, huge break lower, pulled back, then had a massive, massive sell-off. That was a really, really decent push. I didn't trade New York yesterday. That was a lovely, lovely sell-off there. Look at that, huge push. Yeah, you can play a 5-minute liquidity grab. Yep, as long as it's with the high time frame direction, for sure, man, definitely. Yeah, really, really decent sell-off yesterday on NQ. So what could we see for today? Let's clean up the zone. I want to keep 19,600 on there. Let me just have a quick look at the daily. So you've already tapped into yesterday's high, which is interesting, because that would have been a good liquidity target to come up and tap into this high here. Let me get rid of these zones. So because you've already come up and grabbed these highs, could you be looking for a pullback here? Let me see. Let me just have a quick look at the hourly. Hourly closed bearish. You just grab the lows, closed bullish. So I wouldn't want to be... I was going to say you could look for maybe a pullback to the downside, but looking at this hourly, I wouldn't want to be selling this. Let me change this to 100%. Big, strong level of resistance. You broke below, you broke aggressively back above. So could you be looking for a squeeze higher on NQ in London? You could, but you know, you are also coming in some big resistance levels. I wouldn't be too surprised to create a bit of a range. I wouldn't want to be a buyer right up into this resistance. Same as NQ yesterday. So I don't really want to be a buyer around here. But if you grab some highs and break back below, then cool, you got fantastic sells. I'd be cautious in this area. I'd be cautious. If I look at ES, probably very similar. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful sell-off yesterday. ES hasn't quite come to grab yesterday's high, which is interesting, even though NQ has. I still think that's a pretty nice target. Could come and squeeze some of this little trend line coming down. A lot of people probably trying to short this. You could squeeze it back higher. So it looks like London Open on pretty much every market is going to be very, very key here. ES and NQ, you're going to need to see if you can actually close back above. Copper, we want to see if we can close back above this area for buys all the way up into here. And gold is kind of already on the run. Gold's already on the run, having a decent push up here. I want to see, let's see, closures maybe back above here-ish. What's that? Around 3,335. Or if we can pull back and hold this area, we can see if we can get some potential 5-minute fake out buys from here to play this range. But the hourly closure is going to be very, very key here this morning, guys. Very, very key. Oil, yeah, we can have absolutely. Let's have a look at. We can have a look at oil as well. Let's have a look at oil. Hey man, what's going on? Afternoon, man. Afternoon. I know we looked at oil yesterday on the opening call, and it was looking very, very choppy. Oh, this is. Let me see this, man. Yeah, that was a lovely, 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 lovely push, man. Yeah, it's a really decent push there on. Was that at the 635 as well? Yeah, nice. Yep, held support. Yeah, really decent push. Yeah, that 15 is what threw me off on gold. We were just having a look at this chart here. This is why I wanted to buy gold this morning for a nice pullback of this Asia trade. But yeah, once that 15-minute closed so bearish and closed kind of back below here, then I was like, I'm not really too sure. Then you kind of just close back above. That's why I haven't really jumped back in gold just yet. But yeah, that bearish 15-minute close threw me off as well. If I was buying from here, yeah, that would have got me a break even for sure. I think that was a good break even, man. Let's have a look at oil. Oh, look at that big sell-off on oil. So we broke back below 62. Let's get rid of these levels. As we were kind of saying yesterday on the opening call that, you know, oil was looking pretty choppy yesterday. But it looks like you've actually had a decent breakout of the range. How's the week looking? Remember, guys, we only have about 2 more days until the monthly candle is going to close. So I'd just like to have a quick little look. The monthly candle's still looking pretty bearish here on oil. Look at this, still looking pretty bearish. But you know, you are at historical support and resistance from back in 2021. Major historical level of support here on oil. Huge level. So with a big, look at this. Again, higher time frame outlook, but big trend line coming down. Massive monthly support. The daily did close pretty bearish yesterday. Grabbed highs, engulfed back bearish. Broke back below 62, which is interesting. So would I want to be buying oil? Not really. I wouldn't want to be buying oil. Where's 62? So we broke below, we put 62 back on. Broke back below 62, held it, squeezing lower. So could you still short this? Where would you be shorting down to? About 61-ish? It looks pretty... I kind of look to the left and I look at all this. Like, you know, you do have a lot of resistance here as well. It looks a little bit... Again, I'm not a huge fan of intraday trading oil because it can look so choppy for so long and then it finally has the big moves. I kind of find it hard to actually pick good entries on oil. I think there's nicer markets out there. Maybe if you can have a little bit of a pullback and then see if you can squeeze lower, back down to 61. It's the only thing I'd really see right here on oil right now. It's looking pretty choppy to me personally. I look to the left and you kind of look at even here. If we drag this up a little bit to our intraday support and resistance levels, you got big resistance broke above support, big resistance, solid fake out level. So if we bring this across, it's like we're basically already at the lows of the range. So it does make it does make oil a little bit tough as well. I think if you can break back above even to pull back and tap into, is this the Asia high? Yeah, Asia high, nice little double top there as well. Maybe break back above 62.50. Yeah, 62.50. Where's that? That's 62.50 back up there. Yeah, it's a little bit messy for me here in oil personally. I think there's nicer opportunities out there. If we have a look at gold, gold's having a bit of a pullback here, guys. This is why we want to wait for the hourly to close. Because if we can't close back above, then we could chop a little bit. We could chop. Remember, it is, you know, we're coming up to month end, what has been a fantastic month. We do have NFP on Friday. We've got JOLTS job openings today as well. So there's a lot going on in the markets right now, guys. You don't want to ruin a good month by trying to force trades, you know. It'd be great if we can get a trade here together, but we don't feel like we have to force anything. You know, you don't want to give back a good month's worth of gains just because you feel like you need to take a trade. If we see an opportunity, amazing, we'll take it. But this London Open is going to be very, very key. If we can't close back above here on gold, then I'm going to have to be a little bit patient on gold because you're holding support, but you are also clearly finding some resistance, which if we look to the left, it does make sense. It's a big area. So if we can break above, fantastic. We could have buys up in some of these nice Asia levels. But right now, it's a little bit tough here on Goldie as well. A little bit tough. Oh, not this question again. We got about 5 minutes until we get the London Open here as well, guys. Gold's having a bit of a sell-off here, grabbing the highs, squeezing back lower. If there's any other instruments that I did miss and you guys want me to break down, we can absolutely have a look. It's in the YouTube chat, man. They were talking about it in the Asian session. Yeah, NQ as well. I do think. I mean, NQ looks nice for a pullback, but you know, I kind of look at this price action to the left. I go, it's definitely not the cleanest of ranges to trade into. Like, there's a lot of support and resistance levels to the left, which means there's a lot of areas where the trade can pretty much go against you quick. Yeah, sell off on NQ today, sell off on gold as well. Both having both moving in sync. Hey Aaron, do you think it has been easier for you and traders in general to trade during all the tariff, the increase in market volume, or do you think it's easier to trade before? I think it's been easier to trade with the tariff news. I've just had to massively reduce my risk, but the volume's been great in almost every single session. That's why it's been so good, because we've had fantastic moves in pretty much every session. But for maybe, you know, again, like what might be easier for someone might not be easier for someone else. Like just because it may have been easier for me to trade and maybe it's been harder for you doesn't mean, you know, you're doing something wrong. It hasn't been an easy market to trade in, that's for sure. That's why I've been, you know, mainly trading micros, but still had a decent amount of payouts on Topstep this month. Because there just has been so much volume in every single session. So it's been a massive amount of volume where, yeah, we've been able to take our good trades pretty much most days, if not, you know, every other day. But each session has just had amazing volume. Like, you know, we're seeing in the Asian session, what just happened? We're seeing in the Asian session price moving, you know, like 500 ticks. Like even today here on gold, in the Asian session, you know, we've dropped down like 400 ticks. Like that's not normal for an Asian session, but it's been amazing if we can take advantage of the volume. But, you know, because it has been such larger ranges, yeah, it just means I will just reduce my risk. But the actual, you know, like entry confirmation and like the actual entry plan hasn't been like any harder or anything like that. We just had to, yeah, just reduce the exposure, not being too exposed to these massive ranges that we have been seeing. April for me has probably been one of the best months I've had in quite a while. April's been fantastic. Especially, I mean, April's been fantastic also because gold has been so bullish this year. And that's part of it as well. Like my bias on gold through like pretty much all of April until recently has just been looking for buying opportunities. Just continuing to buy gold has been so simple. For you guys, for the other guys, maybe trade like NQ, or, you know, maybe have been a bit different. But for gold, for pretty much all of the year, the daily bias has been so simple. Which, if we look at April, where do we start April? We started April in a decent downward move, and then since we broke all-time highs, it was just we were just pulling back and just squeezing buys. Every time we were pulling back, we were just buying gold every single time, and we were having some amazing, you know, 100-tick trades a good couple of times a week because we were just. The daily bias was so simple because we were just squeezing higher and higher and higher, and we were only wanting to follow that. Now it's kind of, you know, different because I have more of a neutral daily bias in the markets right now. But when we were actually peaking all-time highs, like here, all of these days, like I'm just looking for longs, and it was working so well. But for other markets where there's a lot of uncertainty, it might be a little bit harder. Whereas for gold, if there's uncertainty in the market, that's the safe haven. That's where all the money flows. So the bias has been so simple because we've been fundamentally so bullish for so long. Like literally, even since the start of the year, like gold has just had one of the strongest years I think I have ever seen in all of my 7 years of watching gold. It has been huge, like over 30% on gold, which is just nuts. Absolutely insane for gold. Gold would be lucky if you do like 10% a year. So to see like 30% this year has been huge. So we've just been buying it up for so long, but now it's kind of interesting to see it start to find some resistance. We got London Open in about 1 minute here, guys. London Open coming in. We've got London open. Let's have a look at this. Have a look at this hourly. So it looks like we are gonna close bullish. We're not really breaking out of the range, but it's a pretty strong bullish candle. So it's not, you know, for us trading the 8 a.m. candle here in London. Well, I'm not going to want to short it because we're looking pretty strong. So I want to be following this candle that's breaking out and closing bullish for pretty much the first time today at a very, very big level of support. So buys in this 8 a.m. candle are looking pretty nice. Let's see. So we just had a 30-minute grab the highs come down. Let's see. Good morning, man. Good morning. 15-minute holding the support. If we can come down and grab the lows, I could be looking for a buy here on gold. It's a pretty decent hourly breakout there. What would we, if we take the break of this high up into here? 80 tick retracement. It's pretty nice. Back up into these areas a little bit more. It's a bit of it's a tough range, but that hourly close was actually pretty nice. Let's have a look at my cleaner chart here. Yeah, if we can come down and grab these lows, I'll look for a buy stop on the break of this candle. I'll risk off somewhere down here and see if we can pull this back. This level here would be a management point. Let me just have a look at the 5-minute. Let's go to the 5-minute here on gold. Yeah, I want to see if we can come down and see if we can just wick out some lows before I do get these buys, so I can get a valid stop. That was a pretty decent hourly closure there. And coming down for an instant bottom wick as well, which is quite nice. Let's see. I'm trading micros here as well, guys. I am trading micros because we are in a little bit of a range, so I don't want to over risk in this range. Yeah, big trend line coming down as well, man. Yep, huge trend line coming down from here and even the higher time frame as well. There's a good few reasons to see gold push up on an intraday time frame. That's why I was looking for longs in Asia. So we're kind of holding this little 5-minute area here. If we can wick out some lows, close back above the support, I'm going to look for buys on gold up into like 3335. Looks like a pretty decent area to me. Squeezing down. It's a nice little 15-minute level here as well. Nice level. We broke out, hold it. The only thing is we did find resistance, but you know, look at the hourly. The hourly broke out and closed bullish. We would expect, you know, even if gold was to have a big rollover, you would at least tap into previous hourly highs. Did we just tap into some lows there? Almost. I would like to see it just squeeze a little bit lower here. Come down and squeeze some lows before I can get in longs. Because if we come down and grab these lows and then break back above, cool. Then I can get more of a valid stop. Then I can look to, you know, buy from around here, and I can risk off wherever that liquidity grab is going to be, and then I can get a better risk reward. So if I try and buy here, you know, my stop's going to be too large and my risk reward is going to be pretty off. So I would prefer to see us wick out some lows, give me more of a valid stop before I then look to buy this. But if this hourly does flip bullish, could you start just pushing from here? You could. Let me go back to the 5. Let's see. We'll keep an eye on this, guys. We'll keep an eye on it. We could just flip from this hourly, but for me personally, I want to see us grab some lows. It's just all of them, man. Same thing. Futures currency, exactly the same, man. I watch them both. It's the exact same on both. Go to give us a little squeeze lower. See if we can squeeze some lows. So we're looking for a buy stop here. Stop loss will be wherever the liquidity low will be, and then we'll see if we can run this back up higher. Let's see. See if we're going to be good to us, Goldie, in this London session again. We had a nice winner yesterday. Let's see if we can get another one here today. Let's see if we can get another one here today. So 5 minute has just closed back below, which is okay. Just means I'm not going to buy just yet. I want to see a 5 minute closure back above. So if we grab the lows and reclose back above, cool. We can take a nice fake out. Especially if we can come down and grab some 15 lows as well. So kind of holding this little. If we close back below this area, then I won't sell gold in here because I don't want to get trapped in this range. So I kind of want to see us grab some lows and hold back above this level, and then see if we can play this range from 33.28 up into 33.35. Yeah, it's grabbed on both, yep. But not the 15 though. So because we have just broken back below this level, that's fine. That just means we want to see now price come down, grab the lows, and close back above. Cool. And then we can take a fake out buy, and now we have a decent stop here because we're coming down and tapping in some lows here as well. 15's having a decent squeeze lower here. If the 15 does just close bearish, that's fine. We have a 15-minute fake out buys. 15-minute fake out buys following the hourly. How's the 4 hour looking? I don't think the 4 hour is looking too good. Yeah, 4 hours is a big strong level. That's the only thing. It's the only thing. But, you know, all I'm really looking to do is, you know, what are we going to do in the next hour that we're going to be here? Well, this hourly formed a nice morning star and closed bullish. So I'm kind of anticipating that this hour right here is going to have a nice little bottom wick like we're creating. And I'm going to see if it can come up and fulfill this range. All I'm trying to think about is what can happen in the next hour that we're going to be here for. Let's see, 15. So we've tapped into some 5 minute lows there. Let's see, are we going to get back above? Nice little grab of the lows there. Nice breakout here, and I'll see if we can get some longs. Decent grab, trying to squeeze back higher. Let's see, we've got 2 minutes until this 2 minutes till this 5 minutes going to close here as well, guys. If we do close back above, stop will be below this 5 low, which is about 29 ticks to see if we can make 50 to 60, 70, which is good. But I want to see this close back above. I'm not going to buy it just yet. I want to see it close back above. We got 570 people tuning in on YouTube. Remember, guys, drop a like for the Topstep channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in. See if we get this nice gold buy here today. I don't like any downside on gold just yet, guys. You know, if I was to say, like, where would I short into? Like, I wouldn't be selling into any of this. If we start breaking back below this, you know, I'll consider some sells. Like, if you do aggressively break back below here, but in this London session, whilst I'm here with you guys, I'm not interested in downside. Overall, I'm interested in shorts into 32.25, but not right now. I think we're going to squeeze a little bit higher before we see that. So we're not breaking back above just yet, guys, so patience here. If the 15-minute, like I said, if the 15 closes below, then cool. We got 15-minute fake out buys once we get back above. Let's see, 30-minute as well. A little bit of a range. Let's see. How's everything else? How was that? Let's see, how was that closure on NQ holding the support? What was on? We were looking at copper to break out. Did copper break out? No, not quite. How was that hourly close and London open on copper? Yeah, probably not going to. In the time that we're going to be on here for, you're probably not going to get any trades on copper. You have that big support being held there, which is nice for a bounce. But we're not already in the buys from that support. Therefore, I wouldn't want to be buying at the resistance. So I'd have to see a breakout on copper, which for you guys who are trading, much later into the day, I'd be waiting for a decent breakout of this level, and I'll be looking for some good buys. Good buys. Goldie's still squeezing low here, guys. No buys just yet. Patience here. Patience, patience. Hey, Alad, what's going on, man? Missed NQ trade. Great target. Want to see a bit too much confirmation, I think. Yeah, it looked a little bit choppy. I mean, I had a pretty decent bounce off this support. 5 minute came down, grabbed the lows. Right at the London Open as well. But yeah, not the cleanest. A little trend line coming down as well. Could still squeeze up into 1960. Let's have a look. High time frame. Yeah, pretty messy. Look at that 30-minute close. All right, Goldie's having a decent squeeze lower here, guys. I'm not shorting this, so the lower we squeeze, that's fine. Simply wait for price to break back above to buy. The reason I'm not selling is because today we got chopped in this range for quite a while. So this will be my no trade range. If we aggressively close back below here, maybe I'll consider some sells. But look at that hourly. Break above, break below. So, and this is the thing about using the buy stops, is we wait for the candles to re-break the highs. If we don't re-break the high and we keep pushing down, that's fine. We don't execute the trade. We don't take the loss. That's a W. That's a win on the day. But if we do start breaking back above here, fantastic. I'm going to take some longs. That's why I prefer to take the break of the high as opposed to like retest entries. Because if you try to take these retest entries, you're getting squeezed on gold. I prefer to see if it can re-break the high. Because if it can't re-break the high and you keep pushing down, that's fine. Just wait. Like if this just all of a sudden has a massive sell-off, I'm not shorting gold, so I won't take a trade. I won't take a loss. I'll miss out on the short, but that's good for me. And this is looking to be a decent 15 close here in about 2 minutes. So now we have fake out buys on gold back above, let's say 33.27. 33.27. If we can close back above that, we got really nice buys. If we can't and we keep pushing down, that's fine. You could create some pretty aggressive ranges anywhere in here, and that'll be my kind of no trade range area. Because if we short gold now, we're shorting gold right into support. Doesn't really make much sense. Doesn't really make much sense. I've been logged out again. Someone's hacking me, I think. My partner Kate's at home, full margin in my Topstep accounts, I think. She's got my laptop out. She's like, right, full margin Aaron's accounts whilst he's on stream. Any other markets you guys are looking at? Feel free to send it over. We've got time here on Goldie. We're about to close below on the 15, so we're not going to be buying just yet. We're going to be a little bit patient here. GJ, we can't trade it here on Topstep, so we could probably have a look at that after, man. All in, absolutely. Yeah, she's all in on my account back home. We are rejecting here. Okay. 1 more minute. Again, that's why I said I don't like sales here, guys. That's a pretty decent 15-minute rejection there. Oh, look at that nice 5-minute grab of the lows. Tapped into a lot of this area. Oh, look at this. We could actually get some buys here. It's looking quite nice now. This is the thing. This is why closures on gold are so key. Anything can change at any point. This is the reason I'm not selling gold. You're selling gold right into support. It doesn't make any sense. But if we can break back above, Oh, in 30 seconds, I may have some longs here, guys. This is looking to be a nice 15 close. We could be forming a nice 15-minute morning star here. 15-minute morning star play coming up here on gold, guys. Look at that 5. Look at that last couple of seconds there on gold. That's why closures are so key. Closures are so key on gold. Oh, wow. Look at this. Beautiful. All right, 15 seconds. If we close like this, I'm going to get long here on gold. Yeah, you can if you want to. Yep. Tip the Audi if you want. Whichever you want. Let's see. All right, we didn't close quite back above. However, that's a pretty decent rejection. So if this 15 comes down for an instant bottom wick, I'm going to try and get long. I want to see us have a little bit of a bottom wick though. Or if you just start breaking these areas, I'll just mark execute. That was a lovely grab of the lows. Held the support beautifully. All right, cool. This is what we want to see. All right, I'm getting a buy stop here on the break of this current 5-minute and 15-minute high. That was a very nice 15-minute rejection there. My management point will be previous 15-minute highs. I want to see if we can have this decent range fill here for about 80-ish ticks. My management point will be these 15-minute highs as a potential liquidity grab. So we came down here. We grabbed the previous lows. We held the support. So if we can re-break this high, we're going to see if we can have a push here. If you just continue pushing down, I'll simply cancel the buy stop. But I have a buy on the break of this 15-minute high here. I'm trading 5 micros here as well, guys. I'm leveraging some of the Asia profits. All right, who keeps doing that? Who's doing that? Kate's gonna be in big trouble when I get home. Sammy, so I left my laptop out. Sammy's just at home, just stamping on my laptop. Stop loss will be if you close back below this kind of choppy area. I want to see price actually clear this range with volume. It's getting pretty messy in here, so I want to, if I do get tagged into this, I want to see us tag me in and actually close bullish. I want to see a breakout. If we don't actually break out, I'll be aggressive on my management, just because we're looking at pretty noisy here. There we go. I just got filled there on gold, guys. I just got filled. 15 coming back higher. Let me see, 30-minute. I'm going to put a stop below the low just as like a worst case scenario. I will manage before that, but in case anything crazy happens here, I will actually look to exit if we start closing back below this area. Any closures back below, I will manually exit. But I'm putting a hard stop in below that previous 15 low as a safety. I want to see, like I said, I want to see this 5-minute actually break out of this little resistance here. I want to see us break with volume. If we don't break with volume, I will be aggressive with the management, guys. I'll be aggressive with the management. I want to see some. I want to see some volume come in here. I don't want us to chop around too much. Please explain the buy stop. Buy stop is buying on the break of a candle high. If I say if price is here right now and I have a buy stop here, I'll get tagged into a buy as price taps into here. I like to use buy stops because if price doesn't break this high and you just keep pushing lower, then I don't get tagged in. I just delete my order. I'm gonna bring up my stop a little bit here. Keeping my stop below this little 5-minute low here, risking about 135 here. Had a nice little 5-minute morning star. You're having a 15-minute morning star. This little level here is previous 15-minute highs where I will probably look to manage. I'm trying to squeeze this much higher here on gold, but like I say, I'm not getting too excited just yet because I know we have been pretty range bound. So I want to see us actually close with volume. But I'm only going to be risking about exiting below that 5 low. Risk about $100 here. I'm trying to see if we can fulfill this whole range for about like 400. 30 minutes looking pretty good as well. Hourly is also close to flipping. Not quite yet, but hourly is close to flipping bullish. Yeah, I want to see this hourly hold this bottom wick and re-break its high and continue pushing with good volume. We need that volume, Goldie. We need that volume. $15's looking, yeah, $15's looking alright. $15's looking pretty good. Alright, we're coming into the previous 15 highs. So my mental stop will probably be at break even now. I'm not going to put it there because I don't want to be too aggressive just in case it has a wick down, but my mental stop loss is here. If we come back down to here and break this, I will be out. So my mental stop is break even right now. Coming into previous 15-minute highs, hourly has just started to reflip back bullish. So I'm trying to see if we can fill in that previous hourly wick. If we start rejecting from here, you know, that could bring in some sellers. If that does bring in some sellers, where would they put their stops? Probably just sitting above previous hourly highs. Something like that. What we got? Decent little 30-tick bounce there. Nice little bounce. Nice little 5-minute morning star. You had the 15-minute morning star, and we could also be shaping up for a 30-minute morning star as well. Look at that. Came down, re-grabbed the previous lows. Liquidity above the previous hourly highs. We are at a big resistance level though, so we can't get too excited just yet. I don't set hard TPs, just in case the market's going to have big spikes and big runs, but my exit will be previous hourly highs. And like I say, my mental stop loss is at break even right now. If we come back down to my entry and close below my entry, I will probably cut the trade. But I don't want to put it there just in case we have a quick little spike down, which gold loves to do. It's currently around 8:21 London time as well here, guys. We're in 21 minutes into the London Open. So we've still got time. 30 minutes looking pretty good. Thing is, the next 30-minute can come down and give a pretty steep bottom wick before re-breaking higher. So we don't want to manage too aggressively in case that happens. 30-minute could look something like this, which could kind of tap into right where our entry would be. So I do have to be open to that. It depends if I want to manage aggressively or not. So we're going to get a next 30-minute bottom wick in about 8 minutes here, about 7 minutes. Hourly's looking good though. Hourly's looking really nice. What's that? Up into that range? Yeah, we're talking like about 400. It's trading micros as well. Nothing too crazy. $15's looking pretty strong. Self-talking is expiring. Thank you, man. I try and talk through the reasons behind the trade. Like I say, I don't want you guys just to follow this blindly. I want to kind of try to think out loud as I'm in the trade. I'm talking about all my management points, all my exit points, so you guys can start to take these positions on your own. And honestly, like, this really does help. I kind of say to newer traders, guys, like, whenever you're trading on your own, I honestly recommend you guys, like, fire up a Zoom on your own and just record yourself and just talk yourself through the trade. Like, talk yourself through the reasons, where you're going to manage, where you're going to exit. I find it does help. Like, it'll be a bit weird at first, you know, like talking to yourself whilst you're trading on your own, but it can be pretty helpful, you know. It just kind of reiterates what you're trying to do properly. And it's pretty cool to be able to look back on one day. Like, one day I'll be able to look back at all these Topstep streams and all the streams on my channel and be like, wow, that's pretty cool. Whereas imagine if you could keep like a video diary of like all the trades you've taken. I can agree. Yeah, nice. Yeah, good man. Yeah, nice inverse head and shoulders. Yep, definitely, man. I wanted the buys earlier off the inverse head and shoulders from here. Like this. I wanted the buys from here, but the 15-minute threw me off. That was a really nice push. But yeah, pretty much the same. You get this, your inverse head and shoulders. There's your break of the neckline. Now we're trying to see if we can squeeze it. Yep, definitely, man, definitely. Pretty decent rejection here, guys. Remember, previous 15-minute highs is a management point. If we do squeeze back down from here, I'm not getting too excited because this could be a liquidity grab of the previous highs to pull back. I'd love to see it, you know, rip this range, but we're not getting too much volume. In terms of ticks, what do we hit? Hit highs of about 42 ticks. So at 42 ticks in profit, I would like to manage soon. Especially if we grab these highs and close bearish, I'll probably move stops to break even because that's not really what I want to see. I want to see the volume follow through. If we can't and we grab this previous 15 high and reject, that may be a liquidity grab to continue just ranging, which I don't want to get stuck in a ranging position. How long have we got? 5 minutes until this 15 minutes is going to close. I'm bringing my stop here. If we start flipping bullish, I'll probably go to break even here soon, guys. I was hoping we were going to get a nice drive here already. We're kind of stalling a little bit. Like this, you had this really nice breakout and this really nice drive. We've had this grab and a nice breakout, but we're not really driving. Morning, Eric. Good morning, man. On a 10K account, what profit target should you suggest every day? 0. You should never have profit targets. All right, I'm going to break even here, guys. I don't like this grab the highs and rejection. I'm break even here. You should never have targets when trading. You take what the market gives you. Risking is all dependent on your style, your win rate. I can't tell you how much to risk, man. All depends on how consistent you are. How consistent are you? What's your risk reward like? What's your win rate like? All of these things. There's not a one size fits all answer to that, man. It's a lot of trial and error, but using your data to understand that is what's going to help you. But yeah, I come onto the markets every day with 0 expectations. So never ever have targets. You never want to have targets. And that's even for like a month. You know, like you don't even want to set targets for the month. You take what the markets give you. If the markets give us 100 ticks today, fantastic, we'll take it. But we don't come onto the markets today saying, nah, we want 100 ticks today, or I want $500 today. I don't know what the markets are going to give me today. They might give me nothing. They might give me a loss. They might give me profit. But I'm going to take exactly what I see. You never want to have expectations. Yeah, if it stops me at break even, I may re-enter. I'm kind of looking at this 15. The 15 is not really looking too good. This is what I said, that this could be a liquidity grab to roll over. That's why I had to manage at this 15-minute high for this exact reason. If we could break it and keep pushing, great. But this could be a liquidity grab of the previous high to also roll over. So that's the reason I have gone to break even. How's the 30-minute looking? I mean, 30 minutes not too bad. It's all right. It's certainly not the cleanest. So if it does stop me and maybe I can look for a break of a 30-minute high, I'll consider it. But that 15-minute high, that's a pretty strong rejection. So that doesn't really make much sense for me to want to hold that trade open. So that's why I'm break even here, guys. We hit highs of about 42 ticks, but I'm break even here now. If this 5 had closed bullish, you know, I'd be happy just to let this trade run. That's a pretty steep rejection. Pretty steep rejection. I'm out, sir. It not a nice entry. That's fine. If you don't like the trade, don't take it, man. That's not. This isn't a signal class. You shouldn't be taking these trades blindly anyway. I think it's a good trade. Good trade, good execution, good management. That's all we can do is you can execute, manage our risk. Got stopped at break even, 3 ticks in profit. Hey, 3 ticks is 3 ticks. You can't knock 3 ticks. Yeah, 30 close coming up here, guys. About 1 minute 30 seconds. Yep, look at yes, yep, 100%, man, absolutely. Yeah, better than -3, absolutely. Absolutely. It wasn't worth me securing up here because I believe this hourly wick is going to get filled. It's just whether we're going to do it now, which it doesn't look like we're going to do. But I do still believe this previous hourly wick is going to be, there you go, I'm out of break even there, guys. I do still believe this hourly wick is going to get filled in nicely. We just don't quite have the volume just yet. I'm out of break even there, guys. We hit about 40-ish ticks. I am out at break even. Good execution, though. Good execution, good management. Out for 38 ticks profit. Yeah, nice. Well done. Yeah, no drawdown. Yeah, I literally had like no drawdown as well. I just don't like this is kind of creating like an evening star to look like we're going to push down. 350, I know. Yeah, you kind of, you came up, you grabbed the highs, you're closing bearish. So to me, although this is a nice morning start to push up, this is also an evening start to potentially push lower. So I can kind of see gold on both sides right now, which probably tells me it's probably a little bit of a range. 30-minute chop a little bit. How do you manage your emotions when you go into decent profit so that money is yours and take? Then it comes to BE, find out more trading than a loss. Depends how much. I don't really think about the money, to be honest, man. I just think about the charts. I'll take the break even on this trade because, kind of grab the highs and push down. I don't really look at how much dollar I'm up and down because you're just always gonna mentally drain yourself if you always just be thinking about the money 24/7. Got a bounce, good trade, cheers, but thank you, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, I don't think about the money, man. I just think about the trade. If you think about the money, yeah, it's absolutely going to be draining. But if I'm up like $500+ on a single contract trade or a micro trade, then yeah, I'm absolutely taking it off. Maybe if I'm up like $100-200, this is not really worth it. But I try not to focus on the money. I try to focus on just these charts. That's why it's so good just to hide all of this, even hide up how much you're up, hide the dollar here, just change it to ticks and just see what's right in front of us. The more you focus on the money, the more you're going to burn yourself out and be stressed. And good exit there, guys. Price still squeezing down. If we can re-break some highs, I could have some re-entry soon. Trade isn't invalid, it's just not valid right now. These highs, this is still a nice liquidity target because I do still believe this is a nice retail trap. People try and jump in shorts. So the trade is still valid, just that entry point, not anymore. But yeah, just don't focus on the money. Yeah, focus on the setup. Yeah, absolutely, man. How long have you been trading? I've been trading for about 7 years, man. I'm 30 years old. I started trading when I was about 22 to 23. When I set my stop loss at break even, I got used to leave it with 2 to 3 ticks in profit because sometimes take 1 tick loss. Yeah, it can, but I mean, yeah, it depends on the size. Yeah, it shouldn't make a single difference to overall profitability though. Like if I just lost 1 or 2 ticks there because I won't break even, like it's not going to make any difference to my monthly gains. Gold squeezing down here, guys. Good exit there. We could maybe have re-entries if we start re-breaking some highs. Yeah, I guess I could find a break even more mentally trading if it ends up hitting my TP. But for the most part, most of my break even trades are break even because they end up hitting stops. So if most of your trades you look back and you go, oh, most of my trades when I go to break even it stops me out and then hits my TP, well then you just need to stop going to break even. But for the most part, for me personally in my trades, most times if I do hit at break even, it's because it ends up hitting my stop. All right. I think my laptop must be open at home or something. If we re-break some highs here, guys, I'll see if we can get some longs. I'm kind of watching this 15-minute chart here. We are grabbing previous 15-minute lows. We're just in a bit of a messy range. Like we're rejecting the support. We're also rejecting the resistance. I do like these buys. Sorry, guys. I don't know why it's doing that. I must have left it open at home. Yeah, strong support, strong resistance. I'm trying to see where could I potentially get back in. Maybe 5-minute breaking back above again. 5-minute can start breaking back out. What do we have from here to here? About 50 ticks. Oh no. Is that a sign to not trade or to definitely trade? I don't know what that's a sign for. Is that a sign like Topstep, tell me, Aaron, let's log you out. You've had enough for the day. Don't do any more damage. Topstep trying to log me out. Yeah, yeah, the market makers are watching me, yeah. Nice 5-minute close there, guys. 15 is trying to break back higher as well. It took me 2 years of pure failure, man. I didn't make any money for the first 2 years. It's a decent 5-minute closer, guys. I may get back in this soon. It's a bit of a tough range, but how's that 30 minute? 30 minutes looks still looking quite nice. Support, resistance. It's definitely not the cleanest of setups, but it's not invalid. Ah, nice 5-minute grab there. Nice, make a nice little flip from here. Let's see. You may squeeze it from here, guys. We couldn't. It's just funny how we couldn't. You had this nice, you had a nice breakout here. You couldn't push from here. Big resistance. My only concern is are we gonna range? I'm trying to think. Like, I wouldn't mind getting back in this. But I just don't want to get chopped up. I don't want to get chopped up. Maybe a 15 closure back above. We could still get back in. We still got room up into here, up into these areas. 30 trying to break back above. We know the Owly is still bullish. Yeah, you may squeeze it from here, guys. I'm personally gonna wait. Apologies, guys. I don't know why it keeps logging me out. I think it's because I left it home. I left it open on my laptop by accident at home. Someone said have a look at ES. Yep, we'll have a look at ES. I'm gonna give gold a little bit of time. I'm not gonna jump back in just yet. Let's have a look at ES. Yes, let's have a look. Oh, lovely bounce there. Look at that huge bounce. Probably gonna come up for these daily highs up here. A really nice bounce. Got some liquidity sitting above. You grab the lows nicely. It's a sign to close gold. Grab the lows nicely. Had a decent breakout there, so I wouldn't want to be selling this. So I would see if you can squeeze this higher. That's what I thought. Yeah, sure, yeah, I don't know why. I've never had that happen before. I would see if you can squeeze this higher. Yes, that's a pretty decent breakout. Sorry, guys. Yeah, grab the lows, broke back above. You are coming into some big resistance though. But if you can pull back and hold some levels, yeah, I like buys here. On ES. Goldie, are we trying to get back above? Not quite, not holding it, so no re-entries just yet. Gonna grab the highs, squeezing lower here. Being patient in this range, guys. Although I would love to get back in a trade with you guys. I don't wanna give anything back. Grab the 5-minute highs, trying to squeeze back lower. Yeah, that'd be a good feature here. Log out of all devices. Yeah, I guess I must have left it on my laptop. I thought I closed it, but yeah, I may try open another tab in a second if it does it again. Gold is creating some pretty choppy ranges here, guys. So we got time on gold. We don't have to jump back in gold just yet. We got time here. Copper's trying to break back above these levels. Big resistance there. Back at that big resistance. NQ kind of finds some big resistance as well. So, I mean, buys from here were lovely. Trying to withdraw your profit, stop logging in. Grabbing some lows, have a nice breakout here. This would be a lovely push, but now you're kind of back at the resistance. I'm not really too sure. Right. If this isn't a sign to to not jump in gold, I don't know what is. I've never had that happen before, guys. I think it's literally just because I must be logged in on my laptop. what did you do to get a turnaround after not being profitable for 2 years? A big thing for me was, man, just like a lot of the time I knew what I was doing wrong, and I just had got to a point where I was like, right, I need to actually change something. I need to stop jumping into every single strategy and not following a plan. You know, wasn't following any entry plan or anything like that. I was just completely changing randomly. Random trades is random results, until I got to a point where I was like, no, I'm going to actually build myself a good trading plan with good rules that I can actually follow and stick to. But a lot of it throughout the 2 years is just, yeah, there's so many also like things in trading that you can't learn until you just do it from yourself, which just takes time, like all the losses and stuff. Try creating and saving another layout and then reconnect. Let me try and do it on a different browser. It's a sign to not trade or to go full margin. Could be either. That's a very good point. No, I don't use it on my phone. Let's have a try. All right, I've logged in at this one. So this one's logged me out of that one, which is good. Let me see if I can bring this one down for you guys. All right. Let's get rid of that one. Let's see. Appreciate. Yeah, of course, man. Yep. Yeah, honestly, a lot of like a turnaround point for me was just kind of accepting everything that I'm doing wrong. Like I don't know. Maybe some people can make a mistake once and learn from it and improve. I don't know why. I was kind of the person that like I have to make this mistake a bit too many times and then get to a point where I'm like, right, I'm making this mistake this many times. Like I need to actually change something. And journal a lot as well, man. Journal your trades, journal your thought process, journal your emotions. Treat trading how you know it should be treated, and don't just take loads of random trades and never really reflect and understand like why you're doing what you're doing. Try and follow a process. Follow a process and follow a good trading plan. We may get some more buys here on gold, guys. The 5-minute grabbed highs and kind of closed a bit doji. The 15-minute is looking nice. 30 minutes trying to break back above as well. This range is a little bit tough, but I may I'm watching the 30-minute here, and the 30-minute is still looking quite nice. I would probably just have a very tight stop below like some 5 lows. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a small buy here, guys. Oh no, don't do this to me, Goldie. I'm taking a small buy here on the break. I'm gonna keep stops pretty tight. I want to see if we can squeeze this much higher. I'm only taking 3 here, but I'm looking at this 30-minute, and 30 minutes looking quite nice. Holding this support, grabbing the low, trying to re-break back higher. How high we're gonna squeeze? I'd like to see us come up more. I'm only going in for 3 contracts. I want to see this break and actually fulfill this range nicely now. 60, yep, absolutely. We can have a look. We can have a look at that as well. And since I'm at this gold play, trying to get a nice 5-minute breakout here as well. Finally seeing some volume come in. I'm going at like quarter risk than normal because I want to see this actually break. If we don't break above this resistance, probably be my last trade for the day. Stop is nowhere, is just below this 5 low. I don't need it anywhere lower than that. If this is finally gonna be the good breakout, we should be good to push from here. If we can't push from here, I will just look to exit. But I'm looking at this 30-minute chart on my clean chart here, and it's looking good. You know, we came down, we grabbed the lows, we hold the support, we're trying to flip back bullish, re-breaking the highs. I want to see us push and fulfill this whole range up here. I mean, in hindsight, sure, it looked like it was going to break, so I took it. Do whichever you'd prefer. You were getting some good volume. Looking like we're going to break through this resistance, so I was happy just to execute. If this comes back lower and this 15 doesn't break out, I'll just take like a $40 loss. I think it'll be all right. Come on, guys. Hope we're gonna get some. We look like we're gonna get some decent volume to continue breaking. But is there any reason I went in for 3s? We're just chopping. We're just chopping. We've got 30 seconds here, guys. 30 seconds. This 15 is going to close. Yeah, who's trying to hack my account? Someone's trying to steal all my profits. 15. Yeah, it was looking like we are going to re-break and fill in this wick quite quick. But not quite yet. See how this 15 is going to open. Pretty decent 15-minute close there. Still closed bullish. Coming down for an instant bottom wick there as well. Yeah, it's the market makers for sure. They're watching the Topstep streams here, definitely. They are definitely watching the streams. Yeah, Kate's doing it. Yeah, Kate's back at home full margin in my account. He's trying to get the signals. 670 people tuned in here on YouTube, guys. Remember, drop a like for the Topstep channel. See if we can get this push. If we start re-breaking highs, I will bring in my stops soon. I'm only in for 3 micros. This is very low risk. But we are a little bit choppy. There you go. Now we're getting a bit of a push there. 30 minutes looking good. Any disc? Yeah, I will. To be honest, I thought I was gonna have to shoot off earlier today, but so I've only got like another 10 minutes here before we wrap up anyway, so just gotta bear with me. It's never done this before. I think I literally must have just left it open on my laptop at home before I came here to the office. Yeah, more likes equals more volume. Absolutely, yeah. More likes you guys give on the Topstep YouTube channel equals more volume to gold. 100%. Coming up for these highs now here. 30-minute morning stars squeezing nicely. It would have been great if we had our original entry, but a little bit of a chop day today. A little bit of a chop day, guys. Not the easiest range to trade today. Our direction's right though. You know, our direction wasn't wrong. We just kind of had to give it a couple of chances, which sometimes in trading that's what the markets can do. You know, you're not always going to have the perfect entry with the perfect volume every time. So if you do manage aggressively, which is what I like to do, I like to cut my trades when they're invalid. I'm also very willing to give them another chance. Put my stop in below this 15 low. If this 15 comes back down to create a new low, then we're going to massively reject this resistance, and I wouldn't want to be in the trade. So I'm going to risk about $50 here. How high we're going to squeeze, we'll see. Yeah, I know I would quit Chrome, but it's going to mess up the stream for you guys. I will reset it after this. No, I was doing it before we. Any rejection from here should bring in some sellers here on gold. Stop sitting just above here, so looking for this to have a squeeze up into these highs. Stop out any early sellers here on gold. 30 minutes still looking good as well. Where's the volume today, Goldie? Where's the volume? Yeah, I would quit it, but I don't want to mess up the stream. Countdown to bar close here on the left hand side. If you just right click, countdown to bar close. That's how you get the timing of the candle closure. If you don't have it on, you can't see it. But if you go hit, you can see the time there, which is really handy actually. Come on, Goldie, give us that push. Tap it into previous 30-minute highs as well. Only is for 3 micros. Yeah, look out. Yeah, 100%, man. Yeah, look out my accounts. Yeah. Wasn't from having sweating. Oh, nice. Let me see, man. Nah, it's good. I like that, Sean. I like that, man. I like that. I like that. Nah, I'm only this for 3 micros. I usually trade much more than this, but I'm not a huge fan of the range. It's logging me out because I believe I left it on my laptop open at home. And I have my laptop set so it never locks. So it's probably just constantly refreshing at home. If you want to link your chart to the order panel, man, you just make sure the right color's selected here. Nice push here, guys. Pushing up with our original entry from here. Wasn't invalid. We just couldn't really get the volume from here. So we did pull back and, you know, I was happy to give it another chance. Let me see if I can enter. Oh, I was going to enter a little bit more. If we could have pulled back, I was going to see if I could squeeze in a little bit more. We're coming up for these highs now here as well. I'm just going to move my stops to break even. Anyone who is shorting here on gold is about to get squeezed out. So it's not your cat. It could be. Actually, I don't have a cat. It's definitely not my cat, but it could be my dog. It could be my dog Sammy at home just, I don't know, just pressing loads of buttons. I don't think so though. Maybe. But definitely not my cat because I don't actually have a cat. Sammy though, on the other hand, it could possibly be Sammy. Yeah, so if I was to take a loss there, guys, I would just blame it on my dog. So it's a good thing we're winning now because now I can say it was my skills. But if we took a loss, I would say, yeah, it's definitely my dog's fault. Yeah, best story, yeah, 100%. Coming up for filling in this range now. Anyone who was short in this getting squeezed out here, guys. You're pushing up, what, about almost about 40 ticks here again. And this is where the hourly is reflipping bullish and filling in that previous hourly wick, which is exactly what we mentioned. We just had to be a little bit patient and give it a couple of chances. So remember how we drew on that hourly candle at the start? We were saying the hourly is probably going to look something like this. Well, that's exactly how it closed. Just the intraday volume was less, so I did reduce my risk and give it 2 chances. But yeah, we're coming right up as we expected, which is nice to see. Even with the market makers trying to log us out, we're still getting this nice little gold squeeze. I am watching these levels here as an exit. Great tutorial today, managing a trade. Yeah, absolutely, man. That's what it's all about. We had the original buys from here. We managed our stops. We would have been pretty worried about this position once this price action got pretty choppy. So we're happy to cut the trade at break even, wait until it makes more sense, which was this breakout here, and then get straight back in. I actually was going to enter in another 2 on this 5-minute, but I wasn't quick enough. Re-entering some more on this breakout, entering into your winning trade here would have been really nice. Here made a lot of sense. I wasn't quick enough to pull the trigger. Amazing trade. Thank you, man. Thank you. It's very small size for me, only 3 micros, but yeah, still a nice push. Both trades hit about 30, 40 ticks. You know, what have we really done today since we've been on? We've been pretty range bound, so I think we've done pretty well considering how choppy we have been today in London. Up 15 ticks, going to close my account for the day. Yeah, nice work, man. Beautiful work. We've been pretty choppy today, so locking in some gains isn't a bad idea. For me personally, I'm going to see if I can squeeze this up higher. I'm happy to hold this. Where am I from? I am from a very small island called Jersey, but I do live in I live in Australia now. It's currently 6 p.m. here in Australia, coming up to 6 p.m. I should say. Up 300, which I'm very happy with despite the countdown. Yeah, amazing, man. Appreciate you tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow, man. Hear my bed calling after a night long shift. Yeah, good work, man. See you tomorrow. Took 30 ticks. Yeah, nice work, man. Nice work. You're coming up for that hourly high here as well. You're about to fill in the wick of the previous hourly high, which is pretty much exactly what we said. Came down, bottom wick, reflipping bullish, coming for that hourly high. Very nice push. Still, there's not a lot of volume. You know, we are getting a nice little push here, like 50 ticks. I mean, maybe that's what it used to be like that's what it used to be like back in the London days. We used to like 500 ticks in London. So now we see 50 ticks and we go, oh, what, 50 ticks? Is that it? Jersey UK. Yep, that's it, man. That's it. Yeah, yep. I'm very close. Closer, actually. Another 60 ticks on this one. Nice, nice, nice. Good work. Amazing. I'm happy to hold this personally. I'm only in it for 3, so. Based in NYC, but you're my favorite on Topstep TV. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Gonna catch you sometimes. Oh, it's good to have you here, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Copper's also broken through. Yeah, nice. We'll have a look at copper as well. Looks like Sammy's fallen asleep because we're still getting in here. Yeah, nice squeeze there on copper. Really nice push up. Thank you, Sian. Appreciate it, man. Top 5. Can I not be the number 1? Oh, you don't, go on. So I'll say my. You say your top 5. I'll say mine. I'm number 1. Are you Scottish? I'm not. Actually, yes, I am. I'm half Scottish, actually. My mum is Scottish. I don't know how you would have known that, though. That's a bit worrying. I need to know how you would have known that. Yeah, he's the one getting in the account. Yeah, he's trying to answer my memorable questions. All right, where did you go to primary school again? What's your favourite book? Are you Scottish? I know what's going on here. What was your favourite teacher in school? Trying to get my memorable questions to start hacking my accounts. What was the name of the street you grew up on? Just joined. Could you show your entry model? I'll explain it after I get out of this trade, man, but I would highly advise you watching yesterday's stream and also watching this stream back as well. I've taken 1 break even on this trade here. We took a nice winner yesterday. I'm about to take a nice winner here on Goldie as well, pushing up like about 40-ish ticks here. I'm trying to squeeze up for about 50. But I'd say, yeah, go back and watch this stream, man, and also yesterday's London stream, because we took a nice trade there as well. It'll give you a good idea of the whole plan. You from Africa? Nice. What's your first pet's name? Yeah, we're trying to push, guys. Honestly, there's not a lot of volume here in Goldie today. We are trying to squeeze, but you know, we're used to these 500 tick ranges. Now gold's given us 50. We're like, what's this? Usually, if I knew the range was going to be so small today, I would have just traded normal contracts. I usually just trade minis. If I traded my normal minis, we'd be up like, you know, about $300 here. But because the ranges have been so big recently, I've been sizing down a lot. Mum's maiden name. It's getting out of hand. Average size on trading GC. For the past month, I have been trading a lot of micros because the ranges have been so large. You know, like London's been moving recently like 500 plus ticks, which is not normal for gold in a London session. So I've been trading a lot of micros recently. But usually in normal markets, I'll be trading minis. Pretty much for the most part, I'm just sticking to 1 to 2 minis. Let's see, we're about to get a pretty decent hourly closure here, guys. Not the most optimal entry. We did have a nice entry before, but it was worth managing. Now you're squeezing back high, so going kind of right up to fill in that hourly wick there as well. So from the flip of this hourly up into this wick fill, it's a nice 50 tick scalp. Nice little scalp. That's all we're doing here. We're not swing trading. We're not holding this for a good couple of hours. We're trying to get in and out within the hour and a half that we jump on here, which is a nice hourly flip for a nice 50 60 tick range. That's all we're doing here. We're just we're taking our consistent scalps out of the markets. Remember, guys, you got D coming up after me as well in about half an hour here on the Topstep YouTube channel. For me personally, guys, I'm happy just to hold this at break even, see if it can hit my TP or hit my break even. Yeah, the new 1 hour could open, wick the highs, and then potentially stall in the range. This hourly open is going to be pretty interesting. If it pulls back, I'll be happy to hold this for more of it. I may even try to enter more and then see if I can get this higher. Then the next hourly could look something like this. Something like that. It's not the best of drawings, but something like that. I'm trying to get there. We're trying to get there. Come on, Goldie. Give us the volume. Being very patient here with you today. Very, very patient. Pretty stoked with that drawing. Yeah, it was a pretty good drawing, actually. Pretty good drawing. MGC is just micro gold. So you got a decent hourly close there, guys. You're coming straight up into the highs. You did just tag the highs there on the futures chart. You haven't quite got up there on my other chart here. About 700 people tuning in here, guys. Remember, drop a like for the Topstep YouTube channel. We'll be back here again tomorrow as well. All right, now we're coming up for an instant top wick into the highs. Very nice hourly closure there, guys. Really nice hourly closure. I don't have a hard TP set, but I'll be around here. I'm only in this for 3 micros, which is a little bit small, but... All right, there we go. That'll do, guys. That will do. I'm taking it off there. That'll do, guys. I'm locking in 500 on the day here. You just can't... The hourly's opened and instantly pushed up, so... For me here, you could find some resistance here. Like I say, I'm not trying to hold this for a massive play. I'm scalping. So I'm scalping this from here up into these hourly highs. So that's pretty much what we did. We did exactly what we said we would on the hourly time frame, where we broke above this level, came down for a bottom wick. We did have to stay very patient here, and I did give this trade 2 chances. And you ended up flipping bullish and coming in to fill in that previous hourly wick for about 52 ticks. Now where we are here, anything can happen above here. I'm not too sure what's going to happen above here. Therefore, I'm happy to lock in my day trade and be happy with the gain. So I'm locking in about $500 here on my Topstep account. And yeah, you guys on YouTube, I will see you guys. Zoom guys, give me 2 seconds. YouTube guys, I'll see you same time again tomorrow. Remember, you got D coming on right after me as well. I'm about to lock in the day. It was a very patient trade, but patience pays as always. If you did get the trade, well done. If you didn't, hopefully you guys still learned something as well. Remember, guys, I'll see you same time again tomorrow, 7:30 till about 9 a.m. London time. Trade safe for the rest of the day, guys, and I'll see you all soon. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.